Oh my god.
Is it because it was
Is this it?
Can you guys hear us?
Hello, hello? Maybe.
Maybe? Hello?
There's things are moving.
Oh my god.
Yay!
Technical
Sorry
difficulties,
about that,
everyone.
y'all.
Hello? There's things are moving. Oh my god.
Okay. Now we can turn that down because they can hear us. Fabulous. Hello. Thank you for sticking with our audio issues.
This is what happens when one of us moves to another state
Sorry.
and has to travel with equipment.
Things did not go as planned. It's okay.
We get there. We're working through it. We're
Yes,
at least in the same room.
Exactly. That's all that matters. Yeah, welcome to episode 4. Very exciting. Yeah. We're just gonna talk today about
events
and meetups. So we already covered, how to become a mermaid in the first place. And then the natural next step of that is you want to hang out and meet other merfolk and people with similar interests. So community is a huge part of, I think, any hobby, really. So meetups and events and such is a really big part of the mermaid lifestyle. So we wanted to talk a bit about that today.
I think the biggest part in community is it all starts online, I think, for a lot of mermaids. And then you get to see a bunch of people in person for the first time.
And it's like, whoa. There's definitely a lot of expectations that one might have going into it, like a lot of excitement, maybe some nervousness, because
I was nervous when I met you.
But I was excited to meet you because you are sparkly.
That's true.
I was like, whoa, look at this girl. So it can usually, I would say, meetups and events are usually kind of high energy sometimes because there's a lot of different personalities and a lot of different, emotions going into it, excitement, nervous, like all these things. So definitely good things. So you're also putting, online usernames. I think Jasmine said this earlier. You're putting usernames to faces or faces to usernames. So it's definitely really fun and a really cool experience to finally be able to do that. So, we're just gonna kind of talk about everything that goes into it. A lot of what to bring. Because mermaids got a lot of stuff. We need a lot of support and equipment. What else we're going to talk about?
We're going to talk about some safety stuff.
Yeah,
because I think we're always going to talk about safety. And we're doing something new for the first time. At the very end of the stream, we're going to talk about a mermaid that's inspiring us. And we're going to talk about our mermaid makeup tip.
Yes.
For the day.
Of the month.
What
we've been using recently. So we kind of want to include some segments that are reoccurring so y'all can look forward to them or have some, play off of it. So, what should we get into first?
I think we should talk about the 2 different types of events that there are.
So
there's dry events, which we're not really going to talk about as much, but like meetups where you're just chit-chatting, and wet events where you're swimming and in the water and doing a lot of things, getting in and out of the water. And then the other 2 types of events are, is this a local thing that you do
like once a week,
every month,
or like the different frequency of event?
There you go. That's a good word.
So, or is it a huge annual event that only happens once a year that you have to travel to maybe because there's a whole spectrum
there's so many different
types of events. So.
Are you traveling in country? Are you leaving the country?
True.
Right? Lots of different stuff.
Yeah. I do want to shout out, there's a Facebook page, and I think I'll link it below, but somebody created a Facebook page of all mermaid events in the whole country all year. So like if you are not sure where big events are happening, you can go to that Facebook page and they have like retreats, events, like all these different things. So I'll definitely link that below because it's super helpful to have that resource if you just aren't aware yet of what's out there. But yeah, so we can talk about dry events first because there's not as many, I would say. No, everybody wants to swim. But, I mean, you could be going to a waterfall to do, like, photography or even just, like, the Nashville pod.
Right,
they would,
you guys
yeah,
did that
they would
hike.
go to, yeah, we did do some waterfall stuff, but they would go to, and I think other, you know, a lot of people do this, go to, like, those selfie scenes to take pictures and stuff and bring their tails. So there's lots of ways you can meet up without the need for water and just, like, hang out and take pictures and chat and
build
stuff.
Community.
Yeah, so I don't know, what would be, like, your ideal dry event?
Honestly, for me, it probably wouldn't involve tails.
Oh.
It would probably just be, like, a meetup where we all ate food and talked about mermaiding and, like, what we enjoyed out of it and what our next goals and steps were, like, sharing tips, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like a brainstorming session and
be
stuff.
Fun. Something where it was, like, not very high stress. Real chill.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Nice. I definitely I definitely like, obviously, photo shoots. That's like my entire life. But but I would say definitely, like, the best part about it is the brainstorming and, like, working off of other people and the collaboration. So I actually haven't been to, like, a selfie scene or, like, one of those places. So I'd like to do one of those dry events where you, like, go.
We did one in my office.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
nice.
we did.
Oh, like your office. Yeah, actually, that counts as a meetup.
I think that counts as a meetup. We made a whole, like...
Yeah, we, a charcuterie...
Like, tea party, underwater-esque selfie thing. It was cool. People were asking me where it was, and I was like, this isn't my house.
Yes. Just set up a backdrop. We went to the store and got a bunch of little cute snacks and cupcakes with little Mermaid Tail, like, decorations on them. Yes. And we wore matching bras, and we just sat in our tails and like, poured tea, blew bubbles, like... That was a great time.
That was a good day.
So if you want some inspiration for a dry event, I'll maybe link that video below as well. But yeah, stuff like that. Like, just make a themed picnic. Hello, that would be so cute. And a lot of, like, events that maybe a professional mermaid would do are dry.
Yes.
Blow bubbles
and wave to the camera.
Yeah, do some face paint. Like, there's lots of creative stuff you can do. So.
Without water.
Yeah, absolutely. Without water. So, like, if you don't have access to it at this moment, no worries. You can make magic wherever you are. But everybody goes to the wet events where there is swimming involved, and there's a lot that goes into that.
So much goes on.
Yeah, so I would say... Normally, there's a lot of people who want to go.
Yes, usually there's smaller wet events. I feel like there's meetups that happen at, like, lakes and springs, possibly, and those kind of things. But usually, I think the mermaid community's gotten so big that when there's an event happening, everyone wants to go do it together.
Yeah,
and, like, hang out,
which is super cool.
Yeah,
I love it. And meeting, just new people, and seeing their style and their persona and what they're doing. Like, it's just fun. It's just really fun. But
I think should we talk about packing?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Packing.
Lord. So
we're overwhelmed because both of us just traveled a lot. She travels a lot. And if with Mermaid Tails, you can't really travel with less than 2 large suitcases.
Yeah, to be honest.
Especially if you have a big silicone. I am 11 feet in my tail now. It needed a very large suitcase that I had to go search for to make sure. We brought measuring tape to the store.
Yes, to make sure the tail would fit.
And make sure it fit so it was nice and safe, so it didn't break in transit, because they throw those suitcases around on planes. That was a whole adventure.
Yeah.
It was a whole day.
So if you're packing to travel with all of your mermaid gear, for sure you need to invest in really good suitcases. But
unless you're driving.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Even then, but this is the one good thing to think about. once you get to the place, how are you going to get all your stuff from your car, vehicle, whatever, the entrance to the water's edge? Because that can be quite far away sometimes. So a lot of people have wagons for all of their stuff, which is super helpful.
Wagons are great. I'm looking forward to investing in a wagon.
Yes.
The little fold-up ones, too, that are compactable.
Exactly. Throw it in your trunk.
Always jealous of the immersive wagons.
It is definitely a good investment to make. That will probably be my next purchase, especially living in Florida now, going to the springs a lot. Everybody always has a wagon, and I understand why, because you have to walk and, take your stuff over crazy terrain and things. But there are other solutions like tail bags that you can wear as a backpack. There's a lot of those options around that are pretty nice, and I don't personally have one, so I don't have any hands-on recommendations I can give, but there are plenty of options out there.
Support people that are making them.
Yeah.
But most tails, how much does your tail weigh, Felicia?
Mine, I think it's $35-$40.
Yeah, I think mine's about the same. Surprisingly, with how chunky and long I am, I'm surprisingly not that heavy.
Yeah. Which is good.
How far are you walking with 35 to 40 feet?
Yeah.
And mind you, your fins are here in your face.
Yes.
And it might be wet.
Oh my gosh. And always the silicone sticks to my hair and pulls it, and it's painful. So yeah.
Wagons.
Wagons are the top recommendation, I would say.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
so that's one way to transport things.
All your tops and I'm not one of these mermaids that has gotten all the fancy schmancy crowns and stuff, but hat boxes for crowns, cute little boxes for all your nice jewelry that might be made of shells or breakables.
Yeah. I have a travel jewelry case that has been a
love
really great purchase. I'll put that in the description below.
Buy it, 'cause I'm about to.
I literally bring it with me everywhere. And yeah, it has a place for earrings, zipper pockets, everything. So definitely that's a good place to stay organized, not lose stuff, because I do
or all
lose
your
stuff,
necklaces
so.
get
tangled
because I throw mine in a bag.
Yeah. So in a place for each thing, so
being organized before you pack, because once you get there and you unpack and then it's been 3 days and it all has to go back, especially if you're flying. It all has to fit back in the way you put it.
Exactly.
And coming planned with all of your little boxes and holes for everything. It's great.
But that is one thing to expect about mermaid meetups, is that it's going to be probably a lot of people with a lot of things. A lot of stuff. And so a lot of space is going to be taken up. So you definitely do want to be courteous if you're in a public space of just how much space mermaids take up. So it's a lot for sure. Because also, so you transported your tail to the water's edge, and now are you going to put a towel down under your tail to sort of protect your equipment? Some people do use yoga mats, but I find that they get pretty slippery.
Really slippery.
So that can be kind of a hazard. Yeah, I have slipped on a yoga mat. So.
Yoga mats are good for dry stuff before you get wet into the water, or you scooch away, or you get picked up and put to the water. But I don't recommend putting yoga mats in the water or near, especially if you're using lube on your tail.
My gosh, then it gets real
it's really
slick.
dangerous and nobody wants to get hurt.
But I have this dry mat thing.
I like that one.
Yeah, that it doesn't get too slippery or anything, and it just kind of is a layer to protect your tail against, even if it's fabric, silicone, doesn't matter. It could be a concrete edge that rubs against and stuff. So definitely somewhere to put your tail down and get into it is a good thing to bring.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, and I would say, what else?
Towels.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I don't mean 2, I mean 6.
More than you think
10.
you need, yes.
A really big fluffy one for when you're really cold. 2 that you're absolutely going to get wet on accident, dropping them in the water.
Sure.
1 to dry your hands off because they have lube on them when you're trying to lift your tail onto your butt.
just more towels.
Little hair wraps are great. Yes. Love me a hair wrap.
Towels of different sizes, towels of different textures. Bring as many towels as you have.
And you'll use all of them. Or someone will forget a towel, and you can be that good friend that gives them a towel.
Yes.
Someone will forget their towel.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or somebody didn't bring enough towels, and they're like, "Oh, all my towels are wet."
Everything is wet.
Here you go.
Yeah.
So
towels. So many towels.
Absolutely towels. I usually bring I have sort of gone to a system now where I have like a wet bag and a dry bag.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing to bring.
Yeah. A wet bag.
They make these amazing, I love mine. I think I actually need to buy a new one because I got a hole in it and it's no longer waterproof now.
No.
But
the Aloha bags?
The Aloha bags,
yes.
they are pricey.
My fave. I'll leave a link.
But Felicia has a code.
I got a code.
They are highly recommend. I've had mine for almost 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
I bought it for my first cruise, and you can throw that thing into the water and it's fine. The zippers keep everything locked in, so I bring it when we went scuba diving a lot. My phone would stay in it, and I didn't have to worry throwing it under the bench when I'm scuba diving.
Completely splash proof.
Everything is like waterproof. It would be sitting in a puddle. And I'd be like, everything's fine.
It's all good.
And the sand doesn't get in it. And it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's like they're super easy to clean, super durable, and cute. They got really nice patterns and stuff. Cute.
But worst case scenario, bring even like little like grocery bags are helpful.
Or trash bag. People will put all their wet stuff into a trash bag.
Something to put all your wet stuff in, so it doesn't have to
get everything else wet. Yeah.
Super, super helpful.
What else? I just have a dry bag that's literally only towels. I also have it's called a surf rag that I just got recently, and it goes over my head. It has a hood, and it covers, it goes maybe to my knees, I think, and it has a pocket in it, and it's towel material, but it's so nice to throw on immediately when you get out of the water, especially if you're cold or just done. It's very comfortable. You can change underneath it and nobody can see anything. And then my friends actually have another one called a scuba cape that's even longer, and it has pockets on the inside. So you can take your top off and just leave all of your wet, your bottoms in the inside. And it even comes with a little mat that you stand on, and it has drawstrings, and so you put all your wet, change, put all your wet stuff, just leave it on the ground, your wetsuit, whatever, and then you just grab all the drawstrings, and it just becomes a little bag.
Someone knew exactly what everybody needed, and then made it. And I love that for all of us.
Yeah. So that is definitely something to think about. But swimsuit bottoms. Bring your swims.
All mermaids will pack. They'll finish their packing list. They are I have my tail. I've got all my jewelry. I have my pretty tops. I have all the stuff for my hair. And then they get there and they go to put on their tail and they don't have anything to wear underneath it.
They're wait a minute. So if you don't put them on when you get dressed for the day, you're not gonna have
them. Bring extras in case you get out of the water, and then don't want to put wet swim bottoms back on.
Yeah, if you're doing a 2-set situation, bring a second.
Make sure that they don't have any bows or any metal so that it's not pressing up against the side of your tail, especially if you're in fabric, so you don't get the weird bumpies on the sides.
Yeah, definitely. That's a very good tip. Some seamless.
There you go.
You could even, depending on your fabric tail, get something that's either the same color or your skin tone as well, so that they're more discreet. Because I have definitely worn bottoms that have shown through, and I'm ooh. But
I think both of us have our tail skins are almost a little bit lighter colors toward the top, so you got to make sure you're not wearing neon pink.
Yeah, or a dark color that's going to show through. So definitely something to think about. Hydration is super important.
Just because you're in water doesn't mean you're being hydrated.
Yeah. I always try to drink water before I get in and during.
Yes.
I was doing a shoot the other day and I was in the water and we were just sitting there and I was can somebody please give me my water bottle? I am parched.
And those big reusable water bottles, I think I have the same one as you because of you, and
I'll link it below.
Saved my life. I drink more water, and I cover it in cute stickers, so I want to carry it around.
Really, that's the only reason you get a water bottle is to cover it in cute stickers.
And now I drink more water.
Yes.
It's great. It's nice to have something reusable. I love in the airports that I've been in way too many times in this last month. They have the little stations that you can put your water bottles in, so I always feel like I have water. I don't have to spend $7 on a bottle of water in an airport.
Seriously, ridiculous. Yeah, or use bottled spring water that is killing the aquifers and stuff. Whatever. Anyways, but yeah, reusable water bottle full of water, and make sure you actually drink it.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're in the ocean or in the spring, just pee in the water, okay? Whatever.
It will be okay.
It'll be fine.
You should be disinfecting your tail anyways.
Yeah, exactly. I would also say, we are kind of mentioned it, but backup tops as well.
Just in case, a lot of tops are like power mesh? Power mesh. And you never know if something is going to snap or tear.
Yes. Or just
never know.
Yeah.
Just bring a backup.
Just bring a backup
it's
top.
Always safe.
And maybe you want to switch up your look.
Yeah,
maybe you're just want to do something different. But on Jasmine's note of you never know what can happen if something tears or whatever. Bring a repair kit to your event or meetup.
A silk epoxy. A little thing of power mesh if you have any extra. A little bit of power mesh and a little bit of that stuff can get you through a day.
Yeah, for sure.
Before you can do a full repair.
Or even just safety pins and basic things that that can help just keep things together.
Yeah, an extra gap wrap just in case,
Yeah, just
lube.
Little things, yes.
Little thing of lube.
Yeah.
Or a big thing, depending on your tail.
Yeah.
I've learned the hard way.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, some repair stuff, safety pins, things that can help you in a pickle. Yep. And I was gonna say something before that, but
it'll come back to me.
Maybe goggles and a mask.
If you want to see, I like to look, especially if we're swimming in
a new environment,
spring, or the ocean, where you can't really see once you're underwater.
Yeah.
I like to know what's around me.
Yeah, I feel like a pool is pretty easy to navigate with no, with nothing on, because there's the standardized lanes and all these kinds of things that are under the water. But natural water, the ocean, whatever.
Just want to make sure you're not.
Take a peek with your mask around, get your bearings, and then if you're videoing or filming or whatever, getting content at this meetup or event, it's definitely good to look around.
To look around for safety and for filming, which, speaking of, is all the things to bring to take all the pictures so you get to share it online.
Yeah, that's definitely, we have found a big part of meetups is getting content together. Filming, taking pictures. It's just a good way to honestly center the event as well. I mean, just swimming around is really fun and stuff, but maybe you don't know these people, and maybe you want to have an activity that everybody knows is happening. Guys, I feel like that's helpful sometimes to get people into something to talk about. Oh, can you film me? Or so definitely film equipment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you don't have to have fancy stuff.
No.
You can put your phone in those little baggies you buy online, and that's fine.
Yeah, I would say most smartphones these days are waterproof. Shalom! We haven't even addressed the chat yet, but hi, Abby the Everyday Mermaid is here. Hi, bestie.
We're going to absolutely answer. I've been keeping track of all the questions.
A lot of good questions.
We're going to do a Q&A portion in a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, so yeah, film options. A lot of smartphones are waterproof these days.
Your little fancy thing that you do on your phone.
Yes, I have a ProShot case, and it's really good.
Cool.
It's dependable. I've gone through I've upgraded my phone, but each one that I've gotten has, I mean, it still is good, and it's definitely a good option, especially if you're maybe not really into the long form and the editing and whatnot. Like, you can have everything on your phone in one place, and you can upload it straight to TikTok, you know, or Instagram or whatever.
Yes.
So
Abby is very correct. Phones are not dive proof.
No, absolutely not dive proof. Abby learned that the hard way. Yeah.
Don't go diving with your phone in your pocket.
Yeah, if you drop it in the pool by accident, you
It'll
should
be
be
okay.
fine. But if you go scuba diving for 40 minutes, sorry.
I'm sorry, Abby.
Oh, it's alright. It all worked out in the end. But yeah, so ProShot, like phone cases and things like that are a really great way to start, or you could maybe get a GoPro. Those are like
GoPros.
very...
I started with like an Amazon GoPro that was not very expensive.
A faux pro.
A faux pro, that's fun. And I took it diving, accidentally took it way deeper than I had planned, and it was fine. Quality wasn't amazing, and then I saved up and I bought a fancy one. And,
Yeah, so there's lots of good options, but those are definitely the two, like, that are easiest and...
accessible.
Yeah, accessible and stuff. But yeah, maybe if you want to get into underwater, even, you know, there are cases for, like, point-and-shoot cameras and stuff. You don't have to go, like, the big, like, DSLR all the way, like... I started with an actual underwater yeah, that was like completely waterproof, like a little Olympus camera.
Very cute.
Yeah, so you know, don't sweat about it. Just bring whatever you want. But definitely, I will link my ProShot below. They are my favorite. And
yeah, so you've done all of your filming.
You swam around. You did your lip syncing underwater.
You filmed your TikToks.
Yes.
And then you get out and you have your big towel because you remembered to bring your big towel. And then you're just hanging out and you're wet and you're cold. And bring a fluffy robe.
Definitely.
Bring even like a terry cloth towel robe. Something with a hood is always great.
Yeah.
Something fuzzy.
Yes.
That you can put your sweatpants on.
Exactly.
And your fuzzy shark slippers from Crescent Creepers that you've absolutely bought. And match everybody.
Yes.
And then everybody stands there in their fuzzy robes. And you don't get hypothermia.
Yes. So definitely like warm clothes, fluffy robes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Warm stuff.
That is like top tier. Also, I being a full Florida lady now, I'm in the springs a lot, swimming in colder water. And one thing that has really been very helpful for me is I have reusable hand warmers.
Oh, those things are awesome.
Because my like fingers and toes, you know, are the first things to kind of go in terms of like being really cold and losing feeling and stuff. So I use those to bring... I literally just like hold it on my hands or like put it right on my chest.
Your core. They look like normal. They're like water balloony almost, and then you snap the metal piece, and it causes a chemical reaction that instantly heats it up. It's not like you have to like rub it and wait for it.
Shake it or put it in your pocket.
It instantly heats
Instant
up.
heat.
And then how do you get it back to normal?
You have to boil it to get it back to normal. So it's like, I love them.
Super worth it. And you're saving the planet.
Yeah, just less waste.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's cooler.
They're really cool. And they get hot really fast.
Yeah.
It's nice to have immediately.
They're maybe not as like, they don't have as much longevity, but like for swimming and wanting to bring your feeling back in your fingers, perfect.
It helps a lot. Yeah, those were really helpful with this one. So I gotta buy
I'll link
some of
those below.
We're gonna have a list for you guys, which is great because this is stuff that I really wish that I had when I started. Because learning all this stuff, you know, on the job is great. But
well, no, we're just here to share our experience with you.
The last.
Oh, this is a good one.
Thing.
Very good one.
So, an eyes, ears, and nose kit. Mermaiding, I don't think we've really talked about this too much. Mermaiding is really hard on this part of your body. Especially
your sinuses,
the ocean, the springs, the chlorine on your eyeballs. Please flush your eyes when you get out of the water. Every time. Flush all the icky out. And
especially like those overly chlorinated pools.
Especially a pool. Rinse your eyes immediately. Get it all out. You will feel better later. Get dry ear. for your ears. If your ears feel clogged, especially if you are in natural water.
Yeah.
Get bacteria out. It's usually alcohol-based. Disinfect your ears.
Yeah.
And then your sinuses, your nose, they have the expensive Navages, but they have the little squeezy water bottles.
Yeah. Just to quickly just flush
get
it out.
all out.
Yeah.
It's usually disgusting, but you feel better after.
Yeah.
If you're swimming a lot, your sinuses kind of hate you.
Yeah.
A lot.
You get a lot of congestion and stuff. A lot of free divers will take like a Claritin or Sudafed or like peppermint oil to just sort of like help clear their sinuses. So it's not us giving you
no medical advice
at all. This is not it. But I'm just saying what other people may have done.
Yeah. Do your research, do what's right for you and feels good, but make sure you're at least rinsing is always good.
Yes.
I love my Navage. It was an investment that saved me. They apparently make the little packets instead of salt. They have the eucalyptus in them.
Yes. I've used those ones. So good.
And
it's like a spa for your nose.
Like for your nose, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so ear, nose, eyes kit.
Take care of the things that you need to take care of. Like, also take care of your body. Moisturize.
Oh, yeah.
Wear sunscreen. Please
wear
sunscreen.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
I burnt my butt in Belize. Wear sunscreen. That's reef safe. Reef safe.
Sunscreen.
But put it on.
It's worth the extra buck, like, to get it.
Oh, yeah. And definitely, rinse off and put on and moisturize, which is something I need to do.
Put on clean clothes that aren't covered in ocean salts. Like, take care of your body. You don't need to. It's you're mermaiding. Take care of yourself.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Great tips, I feel like, so far. Should we go into questions?
I think we should go into questions, and then we can roll into our last two things.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
Let's go.
Let's look at some of these Q's, and we shall provide some A's. But thanks, everybody, for joining. We got a pretty active chat, which is awesome.
And you guys waited for technical difficulties.
Yes, appreciate you.
Really
Mermaid Athena, welcome. Hi. Hello. Life Like Tia, welcome.
Hi,
Nick.
And
our fave, Chris, welcome. Oh, it's fine.
Felicia,
and MJ, B, Grounded Geek, Abby, hello. Okay.
All right.
Yes. What questions?
This is. Let's see.
Oh, whoa. Those are some good questions.
Yeah. Keep going.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what is your favorite mermaid tail?
Where is that?
Right there.
Oh, question. oh my gosh. What is my favorite mermaid tail, ever that ever existed, or of my personal collection?
Both.
Ever that ever existed?
Yeah.
Probably there's this gold mertailer one that
what you're talking about, 'cause that's
I'm pretty sure that Ms. Luna Marie wears it on their tags.
Yeah.
Do
I have that picture saved on my phone before I met Miss Luna?
Yes. It's pretty iconic, pretty beautiful. I love that one. It's just like rose gold gloriousness. Yeah, that's probably my favorite all time. But also, I love my tail. Like, it just is.
It's
everything I wanted. So, I love it. I just love my silicone Mernation. Yeah. What is your...
the one tail I've owned is definitely my favorite. Yeah. The custom tail that I just got.
What about ever all time?
All time. I think it's probably a Merbella.
Yeah.
When I first started mermaiding, I saved all the pictures. Definitely that gold one. It's literally the picture of Luna.
Yeah.
That I have saved on my phone. And then there's this Merbella tail that I was just obsessed with. It's very similar to the one Kate, the Lazy Mermaid, has.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember seeing Kate for the first time and just being like, oh my god, it's
so pretty. Yes. Oh my gosh, any finfolk tail that has gold scale tipping is so good.
Was it Icarus's tail? The purple,
oh my gosh.
Which I also got to see in person, and I was like,
It's so pretty. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Those are my faves. Can we tell we like
Shiny.
gold? Yeah, so okay, next question.
I feel like... Oh, it's more... Oh, no, I like that. That's a statement more. I feel like doing a mermaid event as a community makes it more cost productive versus doing it by yourself. Because there's so much involved.
There's a lot involved.
There's a reason we do everything together.
Yeah. That's a really great point.
Yeah,
yes.
No, that's super great.
Having
point.
a lot of support and friends and community is really good, especially when you're starting out. And I still continue to borrow tails from Luna and Abby, and even each other. Like, I feel like we've worn each other's fabric tails and stuff. And even just like, hey, you have mask defog, you got this, you got that.
That's why we say, like, pack all of the things, because even if it's a little extra, it's probably for someone else that might not have it. Yeah. And, like, filming, like, I got to spend a week with Felicia in Florida. There will be a video about it eventually. And it was one of the first times where we were able to get footage together because we are always supporting each other and filming each other. We have so little content together
in the same frame.
And it was really nice to be in an environment where, thank you, John, was there to film us, and it was awesome. Yeah,
so definitely that's a really great point. The community makes it so much more productive to just support each other. So I love that. Yeah.
How many mermaid tails do you have?
I have 3.
3 now.
I have 2. I have 2 Mertailer fantasy skins. I have my silicone tail.
More than 3?
And then I have, they're like half tails.
Pebble tail.
I have 2 that I've made. One is like trash, and then the other one
Pebbles
is great.
Yeah.
It needs to be repaired, and I have not had the time to do that. So I'd say like 3.5.
Yeah. I have a silicone and a fabric, and I'm happy.
That's really all you need. Favorite mermaid picture on Instagram, favorite video on TikTok. Those are hard questions.
Maybe we should save that one and try to show you guys later.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, maybe we will do like best of social media. Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Comment that below again, and we will definitely do that.
Yeah. Can non-merfolk meet and hang out? Absolutely. Most mermaids have partners that end up at these meets.
Yes.
And they are wonderful human beings that usually take a lot of content of mermaids and carry them around.
Yes. Mer support, mer tenders are always welcome.
Always.
If you don't mind carrying a tail, carrying the wet bag, taking GoPro footage. You can definitely be a non-merfolk and come hang out with mermaids. They would appreciate your help and support.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Nick. You want to read that one?
How can you tell if an event will be the right fit for you before spending all that money on tickets? Wow.
That's a great question.
That is a good question.
Nick. I think that doing your research online, we talk about online community so much, and it's really because there's so many, like, mermaiding as a whole is something anyone can do, and then everything kind of breaks out into, like, what you do mermaiding for, why, what do you do for fun. Like, I think Felicia and I, Abby, Luna, Andy are great ideas of, we're content based. Like, when we are swimming, usually we all have our cameras out because that's what we find joy in. Some people do it for like a spiritual aspect, and just like they do a lot of yoga. That's what they do it for. Some people do it and they only put their tail on if they're making $1, and like props to them.
That's fine.
It all depends on like what you're doing it for. Some people just like to collect them, and they love all their pretty trinkets, and that's what they love to show off at cons and swims.
Or they like making their own accessories and stuff and showing that off. So
it's finding where you fit, and it could be like all of them. It could absolutely be all of them, and then
there could be spaces within each event that
events,
you shine
them.
at. Yeah.
Find those people. Talk to people.
People that have been there before, maybe, or I would definitely say get involved in line. Online and
budget. Don't blow your money on an event just because of FOMO. It's not worth it. Save and budget. You don't have to bring a tail to these events. My first 2 big meetups, I didn't swim. I just got a tail for the first time. Like, I have been doing this a long time, but you don't have to have the equipment. You can just go and hang out.
And just be involved, just be there to experience everything.
Meet people, network, make a bunch of friends, and follow all each other online, and start another community. Join a community, that's what matters. You don't have to break the bank at all. No, it's not worth it.
That's where support and community really comes in, is that everybody chips in and supports each other. Nick had another good question earlier that was, how could you do your own event or meetup or something, and where's a good place to start, and how to get the word out? The internet. Again, online. I would say that people, it's growing, it's getting super popular, and I think that it would maybe be quite fruitful if you wanted to do so. People would definitely be interested. I would say even if you go to your public pool or whatever location, and people probably already come up to you and are like, what are you doing? Are you a mermaid? Are interested in? Interests are peaked everywhere. Always. So I think just maybe working with your local pool and maybe doing a flyer situation or even an email list, a newsletter, so that people that maybe have seen you but didn't even want to say anything, they can be like, oh, they're
that's where they are.
That's where they are.
There's mermaids everywhere. You just kind of have to find them.
Or they will find you. I feel like it happens.
It does.
Naturally, for sure. But just put it out there. That's all that really it takes, I would say, is you just got to put yourself out there, and I think the right people will come to you.
Which I think is a good lean into community and safety.
Yes.
Of please be safe in the mermaiding community.
Yes.
Value yourself, and make sure that just because people might look bright and shiny online, please make sure that you're not devaluing yourself when you want to be around these people. Respect yourself. The big thing about community that we talk about for this is all the time is we want to elevate the community. We want to support each other, be there for each other, protect each other, and just because someone's doing something cool doesn't mean they're a good person. Always value and respect yourself, and stay safe and support each other, protect each other.
Or doing it the safest way also.
The safest way possible. Please, just because the other mermaids are jumping off a cliff does not mean you need to dive off a cliff. Please don't
go down a water slide.
Oh, Felicia. But yes.
That's a bad example. Though. It was fine, but but that's another.
If you're in an event and everyone is tailing up on the edge of a cliff, literally over water, and that's something you're like, hey, maybe that's not a good idea. Don't do it. You don't. The content's not worth it. Your life is not worth it. That's obviously number one, but your $1,000 tail's probably not worth it. Don't let other people influence you into not being safe. It's not worth it. Mermaiding is...
Or lowering your standards or your boundaries.
Yeah, your boundaries, your standards of what you're doing. Think about those things. I think that's something that took me, and I'm not going to speak for you, but a long time to figure out what my standards are and where I value myself and my time.
And sometimes it does just come down to experience. You go to the meetup, you've never been to one before, and some aspects you loved about it and some aspects made you uncomfortable. Just next time, you just kind of do have to live and learn, but there are for sure advice we can share to be safe from what we have experienced. So
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to mention this earlier. A float is so helpful and very safe.
It saved both of us.
Yes. Yes. So
a float is like a legit, like,
even like a noodle.
A noodle.
Or a lifeguard tube.
A lifeguard tube, or the pretty fancy ones with pockets.
Yeah. So but something to rest on,
yes.
if you are, especially if you're in open water.
Oh my goodness,
but
yes.
even in the middle of a pool, like if you're filming content for each other, or just like swimming and you're in the big well and like you don't want to swim to the side of the pool every single day. Like
pool floaty is great. A noodle. Noodle can save your butt. And you can like tie your camera to it and not have to hold it in your hands.
Or put your mask on it. Like just have some sort of little flotation device with all your things you can kind of take around the body of water with you. Yes. So yeah, I wanted to put that in.
It's good.
Yeah, but that's definitely a safety thing that I would highly recommend. Having been floatless and being very frustrated, float saves the day.
Yep. Safety first.
Yes.
Cool.
I would also say that if you are going to a meetup and posting on social media and all these kinds of things, I definitely have been more like cognizant of it recently, of not posting my exact location until I've left. That's just a safety thing that I've implemented recently, because I think that is just it's safer.
People be
people be nosy, people be people be wacky.
Yes, just safety.
Yeah, for sure. So that's just definitely some advice I've implemented that I have, benefited from recently. So, any other safety advice you have?
No, not that I can think of. I think online safety is something that everyone should practice as well. Don't give out your address.
Yeah, basic things like that, online safety and etiquette.
Don't meet up with a bunch of people that you only talk to online without doing your research.
Yeah.
If you're doing meetups, make sure they're in public places.
Right.
First,
I would say I've definitely met up with people I've only known online.
Same.
But it's been like it's been like an organized public event that I know, and I go with like my partner, or like a friend or somebody that I do feel comfortable with, and we can be like, hey, let's go. This is not for me. So just be aware, but don't get too. Don't psych yourself out, but just put the precautions and preparations in, and definitely going with, I think, a partner or friend is a really big for the first step. Just having support is honestly
community. Yay!
The biggest. That is what it's all about, the community. So
we didn't answer our questions from Instagram.
We didn't answer our questions from Instagram. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me go to my screenshot. Yeah, we had a lot of good ones on Instagram. If you're not following the Don't Tap the Glass Instagram,
we'll put down in the description.
Yes,
thingy.
I will link it in the description.
All right.
How do you like to do meetups? Full mermaid with makeup hair, or just a tail and a towel?
Ooh. Oh, I love that question.
Is a good one. Definitely depends. I think that
it depends on
the
event.
goal.
Yeah,
on the event and the goal.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like usually, because we are very content based, I do go for like makeup. And I mean, I don't normally do much with my hair, but now I do have Starfish clips.
They're so
from
cute.
Luna, Ms. Luna Marie, and she has some left.
They're
so
on
go
sale.
on Crescent Creepers. Anyways, but I also really value and love when it's chilled out and it's literally just me and my tail swimming around, getting some exercise, just being with the water.
There's something about not putting on a face and putting on a fabric tail.
Yeah.
That is a level of just like, I think
it's just
both
like
of
relaxing.
us, we forget to have fun sometimes.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my god, we just get to swim.
Yeah, we just get to swim. We don't have to like do anything. So I would say there's a balance of it.
Yeah.
I would definitely, if you are going full makeup, like the big events, all these things, schedule like just a little meetup with like, a few of your friends just to swim and like enjoy.
Have fun.
Just having fun and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm always here for the glam.
Yes.
Like, I'm here for it.
Yes. Jasmine is the makeup artist.
It's fun.
So
when I have time, see what I do
forward.
is I'm like, I'm gonna have 2-hour look, and then it's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, get in the water.
Usually what happens. But let's go to another question. These are from Mermaid Athena.
Thank you.
What are your favorite tail/monofins to bring to meetups?
Ooh, nice.
That also, I would say, depends on the goal of the meetup. Usually I just bring my fantasy one because it's super easy. It's
So
easy to
easy to
transport.
travel with.
Like, I can fit it in, like, my North Face backpack. I've, like, hiked with this thing before. So, I
super
just
heavy.
like to bring that usually. It fits in my carry-on suitcase. Like,
That's by Mermaid Tail.
yeah, Mermaid Tail Fantasy. And so, yeah, I think Linden is making, like, foldable ones and stuff.
What?
Yeah. I think it's
Amazing.
available for kids. I don't know if it's available for adults yet, but... yeah, right. Yeah, so usually for, like, a casual meetup, I would go for my Mermaid Tail Fantasy. Is usually a good go-to.
Yeah, that's great.
Um...
And I think we talked about that a little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we talked through safety and
Yeah.
the do's and don'ts, so I think we're good.
Yeah, and we're kind of approaching, like, we've
That
been
last 10
speaking for an
minutes?
hour,
Yeah,
so,
that was fantastic. I think we want to talk about the mermaid that's inspiring us right now.
yeah.
So we got to come up with a fun name, so give us suggestions on like, this
Yes.
section.
Or any recurring
Yeah, things
things.
you'd like to hear every time.
That
A pun of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. But definitely mermaid that inspires us right now is so good. Ooh. Do you have one?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the serpent siren.
Oh,
yes! Cat. She is my big inspiration right now. She's the person that made me believe in myself. While swimming, I think our very first dive together, we got in a tank and we'd never swam together, and we immediately like backflipped together into this pose that I cannot wait to recreate with our brand new tails.
I was squealing.
And it was one of those moments where like I connected with someone in the water. Like you feel connected. This person has been an inspiration in my life, and I'm so excited to see them. I love watching them swim. It's one of those things when you watch someone, and I've been doing this for a while now, and I'm still like that little kid feeling of like, oh my god, a mermaid.
Yes, no, really.
Because they are
extraordinary.
They're also like this big, and so when they're into their tail, they have this amazing ability to be able to do the cat flips that I call them, where they like
they're just tight
out and like it's magical, and they are always a joy to watch, and they're also just the kindest and most respectful person, and they're the reason we care so much about safety. For me at least, they drilled that into my head, and they're the mermaid that's inspiring me right now. So go follow the Serpent Siren,
Katya,
they are incredible. The Dragon Mermaid,
yes,
one of the coolest tails that their
ever.
Original design is Katya's. Dimitri and her put that together, and that's their tail. Super awesome.
That's amazing. The best tail ever.
It's so cool. It goes dark.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I would say that the one who is inspiring me right now is the deep blue mermaid, Anna. She is just such a professional, and she is so just graceful and bubbly. She's like sunshine in a person. And she is somebody who I think is really elevating the industry, especially you know, she's a dive instructor, free dive instructor, like any kind of like certification she got it, and she is like sort of helping raise this next generation of mermaids by doing just classes and workshops and all these things. And she just always inspires me.
I know. And we always look at their pictures and I'm just like, I want to be Anna when I grow up.
I know. She's just
living her life on a boat.
Yeah, she lives on a freaking boat. Like, come on. Like, she is just too cool. Yeah. Too cool for the fish school. So bad. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so that would be, she's definitely, she inspires me a lot.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, okay. I think that might be, makeup. What is our makeup product of the month?
Oh, I have this one. So, Danessa Murix makes these gel hollow chrome tubes of magic. And the price point is incredible, and they are waterproof. They are designed to be on runways, and Felicia was messing around with them, put some on their cheeks.
Yeah.
And it was there.
It was the whole day
in the ocean.
It actually.
And then we went to a photo shoot on the beach in the water. Yeah. And you were scrubbing it off.
It was difficult to get off, which means it's good.
It's good. It stayed.
Yes.
And it's duochrome, it's shiny, it's sparkly, it's Danessa Murix.
Yeah.
Support Black-owned businesses.
Yes.
She's incredible. Everything she makes is amazing. But that product specifically, those duochrome gel tubes.
So good.
Just so good.
So good. Oh, man.
You can do a classic.
A classic.
Yeah, like what do you use to set your makeup?
Oh. I use different things, but actually we'll say I have my makeup right here.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
We just show and tell.
I use this lip thing. The NYX XXL. Isn't it? Yeah, XXL.
Oh yeah, those are great.
The NYX lingerie ones. These work really well in the water. Yeah. I mean, they're not like foolproof. I have not found a single lip thing that like is foolproof.
Come off a little bit.
A little bit, like just in the inner, or like if you do chew your lip or wipe your, it happens. But this one is definitely a solid choice.
With that one, makeup tip: single layer. Do not do multiple layers. A single swipe and then clean your edges. And don't pat your lips together.
Okay.
Let them dry separately.
I'm learning things.
After you scrubbed your lips and moisturized and then wiped off the moisture, single layer, don't pap your lips together.
Okay.
And then it'll dry and it'll stay longer.
Cool. So good. Would you layer this with a powder or no?
No.
Okay.
You can, depending on what you're doing, but you don't have to.
Well, yeah. All right. So those are our makeup tips of the month. Yeah. I guess thank you for joining us for episode 4. Super exciting. Next month is kind of wild for us both. We will be together, but we don't know if we're going to be able to do a live stream.
And you'll know why soon.
Yes. Super excited. Super excited to announce that.
So please leave suggestions of what you want us to talk about next, because we're kind of through a lot of our like beginning stuff that we were excited to talk about. But where do you want us to go next?
Yeah, what kind of other things would you like us to talk about?
We'll put that in the Instagram. We'll ask that question.
Yes. But yeah, next month maybe just subscribe to the Don't Tap the Class YouTube channel, which is different. This is, streamed on my YouTube channel, Felicia with Fins, right now. But go and subscribe to the Don't Tap the Glass YouTube channel. I'll link it below.
And the Instagram.
And the TikTok.
And the TikTok, which we have a TikTok
We
now.
do have a TikTok now. we actually posted something. Yeah, so go and follow all those things, and I think we'll just be heavy on the content next month.
Yes, we will.
We're not sure if we can do the live stream yet, but we will keep you informed. Just definitely go follow us there.
Yay!
Yay! Okay, thank you, everybody. Okay.